So I want to speak to my ladies, and this ain't no shade. This is just truth because we all done been there. I don't believe we all stay in this position, but we all start in this position, and that's delusional, right? Nobody wants to say that they're delusional, but I mean, truth can hurt, but it can also save. It can set you free. And what I mean by that is we're led by our emotions, right? So when we first meet a man, or whatever the case may be, and we like him, we're already planning out our wedding. We're already in this sense of this, him. He my husband, he my knight shining armor, right? And we make up this fantasy. We live in this delusion that this man is somebody that he is not. And then as time goes on and he shows you who he is, because I believe a person will always show you who they are because it's biblical, we choose to ignore the red flags or overlook them because we already painted this fantasy in our head, right? So then reality finally hits you. It's hard to accept it because you've been living in a beautiful lie so long that when the ugly truth hit, it shatters your world. When in reality, it was what it was from the beginning, but you were living in your mind instead of living in reality. And I think it's all about awareness and acceptance of who you are. You know, as a woman, you don't necessarily, we are more led by our emotions, right? The Bible says we are the weaker vessel because that's the reason why Eve got manipulated, because we are more emotional. But I think if you're more aware of it, it can help you better maneuver in the world, right? Because if you're aware of that, you will not allow your emotions. You will start to think with logic, because your emotions will take you somewhere logic would have never took you. So you got to be able to use both parts, okay? Let's be realistic here. We're not going to be planning our wedding on the first night. You know, certain things I need to, think about an eagle. Y'all, go look up an eagle on how the mama girl, the girl test her man, right? And what I mean by that, if y'all know the whole little get down, I got an eagle series, that's why I know all about it. But she basically she drop her little pig and see if he can catch it. Why? Because they do that with their babies, right? When they teaching their babies how to fly, she go out and she drop them, and she want to make sure that her husband can catch her babies, right? And the same goes in real life. You need to test this man. Can I trust you? Because if you're going to lead me, I need to be able to know if I can trust you with my life, right? And it ain't even about playing no games. Can I trust you with my life? Or what are you? Can you even lead me? Who are you leading me to? Because you ain't gonna lead me blindly. Okay. But anyway, I just really want to speak on that because I think it's all about awareness and knowing who you are. I mean, because if you know yourself, then hey, you feel me? I know I can be a little delusional. Child, I be in my feelings, especially if I like this man, he looking good, But I mean, come on now, I gotta love myself enough to not to live in a delusion. I gotta love myself not to live in no fantasy. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, ain't acceptance of being delusional. Like I said, I feel like everybody start in this point because we're all, you feel me, unless you had a great dad to teach you. But living in the world we live in, a lot of people don't have that now. But you may start in this, but you don't always have to end in this. And don't sit in it either. So yeah, with that being said, just realize who you are, who God created you to be. It's not always a bad thing, It's just, like I said, all about awareness. I know who I am. You got to learn how to put yourself in check. I have learned to put this flesh of mine on a leash. I don't care what you want to do. Because if y'all think temptation don't look good, y'all crazy. But I also know if you let the beast out, he will take you some places that you don't want to be. Okay? So it's just about putting yourself in alignment and in check. We not doing that. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what you want to do. It's not happening. And we can like him, but we gonna weigh it out. Patience. You gotta see. We gonna live in reality. I love myself enough to live in reality and not a fantasy.